This is your future self. This is a text adventure game, if I remember correctly. That's all I remember about this game, but I'm very intrigued by it with this main menu screen. So, let's get into it, I guess. Oh, okay, there we go. I was gonna say it's working. Hey. Hi. Oh, okay, there we go. You. Are you there? Okay, for whatever reason, I double click to move the text on. Good. Listening carefully. Directly responsible for the deaths of thousands of people. Oh. Great. You're probably confused because, from your perspective, these events haven't happened yet. How could you possibly be held responsible for something you haven't done? Well, in 35 years, your future self will commit these acts, and your future self is you. You're both part of a single, continuous, chronological entity. As such, the responsibility for your future crimes also lies with you. Thanks, I guess. You're probably wondering where you are. I placed you in a temporary bubble outside time. You'll be sharing this bubble with your future self, brought here from 35 years ago in the future. You're to convince your future self of the wrongness of their actions. You can do this, you will alter your own time stream, changing your own destiny and stopping your actions before they can occur. Only then will you be, whatever that word is, of your crimes. There is a limitation of the technology used to hold you in this bubble. Time will flow normally for you, but it will appear to loop every 90 minutes. Okay. Until you can persuade your future self that their actions were wrong, the loop will continue infinitely. If you succeed, you'll sever the causal chain linking you and your future self and alter your destiny. Before responding to anything, your future self says to you, think carefully. Before responding to anything, your future self says to you, think carefully. They will have certain moods. They won't always be receptive to the way you respond to them. Think carefully about your tone and your confidence in your conversational abilities. Your conversation skill, your future self's mood, and your chosen tone will all determine how well they receive what you have to say. Well, this is gonna suck because I suck at conversations, period. So, this is gonna be interesting. If you want to be free, make sure you are as convincing as you can be. Think carefully. Think strategically. And good luck. Thanks. Probably gonna need it. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Wow, they were actually telling the truth. This is really happening. Yep, it is. Well, look at you. Just as I remember. So fresh-faced and naive. You have no idea what I've seen. You have absolutely no idea what's ahead of you. I'm always looking forward to hearing what you have to say, but believe me, I stand behind what I did completely. I don't know what you're planning to say to change my mind, but it won't work. Okay, respond empathetically, rationally, or assertively. I will do this one. This is very odd for me too, believe me. Sorry, but you're sure this is real? We've been duped. Ooh, success. Awesome. Yes, this is real. I know you're not seeing things. I don't believe we're being duped either. Look, I appreciate this is weird, especially for you, but it'd be best for both of us if you could wrap your head around this as quickly as possible. Let's not draw this out any more than we have to. Okay, respond rationally. I'm intrigued as to why this is less weird for you than it is for me. Do you know something I'm not privy to? Ooh, yes, excited again. Of course, this is all science fiction to you. Fine, I'll explain. Time travel was discovered during our lifetime, but after great fanfare and worldwide uproar, it was quickly outlawed by the UN Science Commission. They claimed it was the only choice they had in order to prevent all-out war. The ban wasn't difficult to implement as only a handful of the wealthiest nations on the planet had access to the tech in the first place. Sounds about right. It was suspected that the ban was a convenient way for the wealthiest nations to keep time travel hidden and clandestinely use it to their advantage. I've been expecting something like this to happen at some point. That's why I'm not as surprised as you. So respond rationally again. I'm not sure you could have been expecting this. Even knowing time travel had been discovered, it seems like a step beyond time travel. Oh, we didn't do that one correctly. Oh no, but I didn't mean something so specific. The idea that governments should be using time travel to control their own people just makes sense to me. Think about it. This was probably the most monumental technological achievement ever. Were they going to lock it up and throw away the key? Oh, I guess not. Of course they weren't. It makes sense that the governments would lie and ban to the public so they could use it quietly, in the safe confines of their own laboratories. I wouldn't put it past them to use it on their own citizens to maintain order. People in power regularly stoop to new lows in order to maintain power and control their people. Time travel could just be another weapon in their arsenal of oppression. Okay, review this one, this one. Must be nice that this sounds so plausible to you, but it's hard for me to feel the same, in fact. In fact, most of this has the hallmarks of paranoid anti-government conspiracy theory. Great. Tell me you refuse to believe what's right in front of your eyes. You're stuck in a time loop with your future self. I think this is enough proof that something is wrong with the official narrative about the time travel ban. Look, the situation is bizarre. Immediately after finding out time travel exists, you've been forced to argue with an older version of yourself. You've not had the time to properly process what's happening. If this has happened to me at your age, I'd probably have had a nervous breakdown. Okay, I just noticed something on the right here that says rationality low, empathy low. So we might try assertive next. Wait, what the hell? You're telling me you haven't been through this already? Surely that's a paradox of some sort. You realize paradoxes can't actually exist, right? No, the reality is far more depressing. If you're successful in convincing me of my crimes, then you will have changed your own time stream and prevented this version of me from existing. You'll live on to be a version of me that behaves differently and doesn't commit the same crime. I will never have existed, and I never will exist. That's the point of this, I think. Try empathetic. I'm sorry, I hadn't thought of it that way. So, this kind of death sentence for you. Ooh, I went up. Okay. Because don't treat me with kid gloves. I know full well what could happen. Yeah, I'll die. Well, technically, I'm simply ceased to exist. It's not a real death. I'm sure many people would love and say to us painless and end to existence. In many ways, I'm actually quite lucky. But stopping me from existing isn't really the point. They could just kill me now if they wanted. The point is that they want you to understand why my actions were wrong in order to prevent you from doing the same thing. What did that disembodied voice say at the start? Where a single continuous chronological entity can successfully convince me, then you have successfully convinced yourself. Yeah, one and the same. Okay, we'll try it rationally. You see that makes sense. It's an inevitable way of ridding the world of a dangerous criminal without having to imprison or execute anyone. Ooh, yay, I got a success on that one. I guess from their perspective it makes sense, although I'm obviously not thrilled about it. You know, you've not actually asked me about the details of my alleged crimes yet. We've talked about everything else, except the very reason you're here. Okay, let's do assertive. Fine, explain it to me. Ooh, yay! Okay, straight to the point. A few years ago, for me, that is, I was the overseer of a climate refuge camp, one of the many the UN set up across the world for people displaced by climate change. From what I remember, it hasn't reached breaking point in your time. In my time, however, millions of people from poorer countries have been displaced by colossal flooding and destroyed ecosystems, and these camps have become their temporary home. As you might expect, there's constant bickering by the world's wealthiest countries over who will take the refugees in the long term. All the while, the camps have been expanding exponentially, and no one's sure how the UN is going to keep paying for them. My camp had about 40,000 people in it. It was like a small city. Conditions were absolutely terrible. There were times when I felt that they'd have been better off dying than fleeing to this place. There were rampant crime, poverty, corruption, and... hello? Can you hear us? Wait, what? Who is this? Can you hear us? Okay, look, we don't have much time. We've temporarily interrupted the loop. Hopefully they can't detect it. What the fuck is going on? If we can cut off, we'll try and interrupt the loop again, but I might have to wait until the next loop for reasons that are too complicated to explain right now. Okay, this is all very confusing. I mean, this is about time travel, so usually it's confusing. Everything they told you at the start is a lie. No, not a lie, but not the whole truth. They didn't tell you who they were represented, did they? You were just told that you need to... shit. And we're back in again. We're going, hello? Rebel interference detected. Mandatory loop reset in 3, 2, 1. Okay. And loop. Well, they were actually telling the truth. is it really happening? Okay, so we've done all this before, so I did actually manage to write down which were the correct ones I've done so far. So, well, to start off with, we did number 2. Uh-oh. Wait, I remember this. I've had this conversation before. I pressure them, even though they don't want to talk about it. Why am I wasting time? This time will be different. Uh-oh. Ah, frick. Damn it. So there's no point in doing that. Doesn't matter what I say. If you think this is all fake, then it's just a figment of your imagination. Or whatever you think's happening here. Look up here, see it? This is weird, especially for you, but it'd be best for both of us if you could wrap your head around it and yada yada. Okay, I respect your wishes. Let's move on. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm actually kind of surprised. Thought you'd be freaking out. In fact, why aren't you freaking out? If this had happened to me at your age, I'd have had a nervous breakdown. It doesn't make sense. What are you hiding from me? Ooh, it's happening again. It doesn't feel right. Something is wrong. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm making this worse. My future self seems confused. I won't convince them by confusing them. I need to get back on track. Oh, whoa, okay. So 3 successes. Okay, that is interesting. Okay, we'll try assertive. Wait, what the hell? You're telling me you haven't been through this already? Surely that's a paradox of some sort. Okay, there we go. Exactly, it's not a paradox though. If you're successful in convincing me of wrongdoing, then you'll have changed your own time stream and prevented this version of me existing. You will live on to be a version of me that behaves differently and doesn't commit the same crime. I'll never have existed, and I never will exist. That's the point of all this, I think. Okay, we'll try doing it rationally. See, so once you complete my task, the bubble we're in right now will collapse and it will cease to exist. This is effectively a death sentence for you, isn't it? Oh yes, success. Yeah, well, not a real death. I just cease to exist. I'm not sure many people will love an incestuous painless. We've already read through that. Okay, we did 1 last time, so might do 2. It still sounds a bit strange to me, but I understand. I think you're a dangerous criminal and have a way to prevent your crime ever happening. It's arguably better than locking away and yada yada. Okay, that one was also wrong. You know, you've never asked me what I did. You've no idea why you're praising. Spent all this time questioning me and haven't asking about that, and here we go again. Another memory. I remember this. I remember them talking about being overseer of a climate camp and the conditions. But then, we got interrupted. Something interrupts. Something I don't understand. They want me to understand, though. They want me to tell me something important. Who are they? I need to tell my future self about this. I need them to understand. I remember your story. Ooh, wonder how this is gonna go over. You were the overseer of a climate refuge camp. A conditions were terrible. You have already told me this. I know this sounds strange, but halfway through you telling your story, someone interrupts the loop. They try to convince me of something, but get cut off before they can say anything. Does any of this make any sense? No, I have no idea what you're talking about. This time manipulation device might be doing something strange to your mind. Don't worry too much. This will take us way beyond my understanding. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some weird side effects. I don't think this is side effects. So wait, you've already know what was the Overseer, but did I tell you about the rampant crime, corruption, and... great, here we go again. No, hello, can you hear us? Change the outcome, I guess. Yes, but stop talking. They know you're here. They'll just reset loop. Not again. Disconnecting. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Okay, maybe don't do that. Okay, are you even listening to me? Am I boring you? Do you actually want to hear what I have to say? We do, but we keep on getting interrupted. And shit keeps happening. Yes, I do. Not quite sure what just happened, but I really do want to hear your story. Okay, fine. Doesn't even really matter anyway. It's not like I can escape from this loop. We're stuck here with each other. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. A sickness. Ooh. It was a colossal sickness rampaging through the camp. We've seen outbreaks in other refugee camps, but I've never seen anything like this before. This level of sickness was just so far out of my realm of experience. Thousands had died, and thousands more were at death's door. It was just... Okay, we'll try empathy. Oh wow, it must have been very hard to witness. Do you know what was causing it? Ah, damn it. You have no idea how bad it was. You came from a time of peace and stability. There's no way you can understand the suffering in that camp. The fact I have no empathy, the fact I had no idea what was causing it made it more unbearable. I got a message apparently. Yeah, just Facebook. I may have been Overseer, but the jerks above me didn't trust me enough to tell me what they were actually doing in the camp. Okay, let's try rationally then. Are you saying you were not only unaware of what caused the sickness, but that your superiors were actually responsible for it? How did you find out? Ooh, success, yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was about to report the sickness to senior management, but I began to notice officials behaving strangely across the camp. Hushed conversations, late night gatherings, off-the-book meetings, and so on. When I asked one of my contacts about what was going on, he accused me of being irrational and paranoid. For a while I believed him, but eventually it all seemed too strange to let go. I snooped around the senior management offices when I knew they wouldn't be there. I didn't find anything incriminating, but I found a room in the management sector that I couldn't access. But as Overseer, I should have been able to enter every door in the camp. Something was very off here. I convinced another contact to give me the key code for the room. She warned me that there was no going back after this, but I didn't care. I had to know what they were hiding. Try rationally again. seems unlikely that you could manage all this without getting caught. Unless, of course, this is where you were caught. Oh yes, success again! I'm here because I'm responsible for the deaths of thousands of people. Remember, nothing I'd done at this point had caused anyone to die. Well, actually, I suppose the contact who helped me could very well be dead now. I have no idea what happened to her. Given my current predicament, I can't imagine it was anything good. Poor Alice. I really wish I hadn't involved her. She could have met a grim fate. Still, the greater good is far more important. She'd understand if she knew the whole picture. She wasn't naive. She knew risks. Okay, try rational again. She understood the rest and still helped you. Then I agree. She's her own person. It's not your fault. What did you discover? Was it worth the risk? Do it! It wasn't my fault. I don't need your approval. And yeah, it was definitely worth the risk. The room seemed where the fuck that was at first glance, but then I noticed some paper documents on a table next to an unnetworked computer. I hadn't seen paper for a long time. It was very rare and only used when something was too important to be stored on a hackable device. The whole thing seemed very suspicious. Naturally, I looked at the documents. What did I find? Well, and we're gonna get interrupted, aren't we? No? There were detailed reports about a bioweapon program being tested by a clandestine arm of the UN right under my nose in this very camp. They were engineering a pathogen that would reliably kill about a quarter of the population. Ooh, that's not good. They wanted it to seem natural, like it had been spread by common water contaminants. Every single person in the camp was a guinea pig for a genocidal weapon. Let's try this. Shit. The bosses were on in on this. I hope we challenge them immediately. Oh yes, success. Yeah, I did. I took what I'd found to my other UN source and confronted him about it. I demanded an explanation. I wasn't going to leave without an answer, and he knew it. He told me everything. The justification? The wealthiest countries were never going to stop arguing about what to do with the refugees. None of the citizens wanted refugees near them. The situation was only going to escalate as the climate worsened. Some people in these countries blamed foreign nations for not doing enough to protect themselves from the effects of climate change over the past decades. They claim these countries spent their money on everything but climate defense. Because of this, they apparently deserved to suffer the consequences. Empathy was extremely short supply. The immediate problem facing the UN was a lack of funding for the growing refugee camps, and no country was willing to increase their contributions. It was quickly reaching crisis point, and needed to do something drastic if they were to effect change in time. Okay, do rationally maybe? Well, that sounds understandable. How do we get from here to kill a quarter of the population? How did that become a reasonable solution? Ah, damn it. It might sound understandable now, but you've not heard the full story. Just wait. They believe that catastrophic population reduction in poorer countries would shock wealthier nations and force them to accept more refugees. Why a quarter of the population and why common water contaminants? Well, a quarter is bad but not catastrophic. It'd be terrible but wouldn't destroy entire countries. And common water contaminants, well, they're present at much higher levels in poorer countries and almost non-existent in rich ones. If a quarter of people in the richest countries died, they would never take in the refugees. The climate refugees were disproportionately from poorer countries, however, so they would be the ones affected by this bioweapon. From the UN's perspective, they had made a hurrying choice in order to save lives in the long run. From mine, they were willingly murdering millions of people. Okay, we'll try empathetic. Wow, never have guessed. Sorry, you had to find this out, especially this way. Probably wrong, but why didn't they tell you about it? Shouldn't you have known it was happening in your camp? Spare me insincere apologies. I actually asked my contact why I had been kept in the dark. He said he needed a neutral agent to maintain order in the camp and not panic the refugees. I won't lie, I was upset. I felt like I'd been scorned by the very organization I was trying to serve. I felt isolated and alone, and so many thoughts were rattling around my head. Was I kept out of the loop because I was a liability? Didn't they trust me? Didn't they want to kill me as part of their tests? Okay, let's try irrational. Is it possible that they didn't let you in on it because they suspected you did have an ethical disagreement with their plans? Yes, success. Maybe. Our parents raised me, and you assume to have a strong moral compass. Suppose I'd been a bit outspoken about things I cared about. It's what made me a good overseer. I really cared for those people, and did everything I could to help. That's why I took my concerns to my superior officer in the camp. I knew I'd be putting my position at risk, but I couldn't, in good conscience, let it continue. I only got halfway through explaining my concerns to him before he called security on me. He had absolutely no intention of hearing me out. I panicked. If I was captured, no one would stand in the way of their plan. Everyone else involved was clearly willing to go along with it. So, I made a split-second decision that I've had to live with ever since. I ran down the corridor to the environment control room. I locked myself in and closed the camp gates, preventing anyone getting in or out. If the only working version of the bioweapon was in this camp, and all the research notes were here, then I could destroy them and end this right now. I also knew that it was being tested on the refugees, but I had no idea who was affected. Any one of them could have been contagious. Security was banging on the door, and it was close to breaking down. I had no time to figure out a better plan. I had to act there and then. So he pretty much just killed the camp because, yeah, I don't blame him. I did the best I could. I really did. There was nothing else I could have done. I deactivated all the safety features of the environmental control system using my overseer access and overloaded this entire thing. Every inch of the camp was turned into an inferno. It destroyed the bioweapon and the plants. I killed every single person there. There was nothing else I could have done. It was a choice between sacrificing these 40,000 people or allowing millions to be killed when the bioweapon was released. I bet you're wondering how I'm still alive. Well, shit, here we go again. Crap. Hey, hello? I can hear you. I want to hear what you have to say, but they can detect you. They will just reset the loop again. Actually, I don't think they will. Well, we've made some improvements, and hopefully we can get around the intrusive screening. Oh, okay, maybe we changed it from the last time. Okay, that might be good. We were cut off last time partway through, explaining who the people in charge of this loop actually are. They lie to you. They have no interest in absolving you of a crime. That's never been their goal. They're not a government or an NGO trying to save their people. They're actually a... fuck. God damn it. Hello, anyone? Okay, rebel interference, and we are being reset again. Oh, and we're back up again. And we're back to the start again. Okay, we'll try being assertive. What is this? This isn't real, surely. What the hell is going on? Oh, yes, we got an extra thing. I'm afraid it is. Sorry, but could you try to calm down? I know this seems ridiculous, but it's absolutely imperative that you keep your cool. Look, I appreciate this is weird, especially for you, but it'd be best if both of us go up around this as quickly as possible. Let's not draw this out any more than we have to. Yes. Okay, let's try empathy. Appreciate you want to speed things up, but I can't help but wonder why this is less weird for you, yada yada. Oh, yes. Sorry, how can I be so silly? You obviously wouldn't know yet. Let me explain. Okay, let's try it rationally. I'm not sure you could have been expecting this, even... Oh, yes, another... success. Okay, fine. I obviously didn't predict this specific thing. Organization using time travel for various reasons, well, that was pretty predictable. And before you say anything, no, I don't know who exactly is behind this, but who else could it be? The only people that had time travel take were a few governments. Think about it. This was probably the most monumental technological achievement ever. Were they going to just lock it up and throw away the key? Okay, let's try rationally again. Most of this sounds like a paranoid anti-government conspiracy theory. Are you sure you completely used to that? Sound mine right now? Uh-oh. Hey, wait. They're not being paranoid, are they? Something is wrong with what I just told. Someone is using me. Someone is... Oh. You're on the right track. Keep questioning. Keep doubting. Okay. Wait. Do I trust that voice? I feel like I should remember them, but I can't. They sound so familiar, yet so distant. Who is lying to me? Who do I trust? The only thing you can do is trust yourself. Hello? What's going on? I'll be paranoid. We're being used. Something is very wrong with everything. We've been told With everything we've been told. I don't know what it is, but we need to keep questioning, keep doubting. Are you okay? You don't sound right. What happened to you? You sound extremely paranoid. I don't know. I can't remember. It seemed to make some sense at the time. Now it's just a blur. Look, it's fine. I don't feel so great myself. Also, this must be worse for you. Okay, maybe do rationally for this. Wait, You don't remember this happening to you at my age? If I'm a younger version of you, shouldn't you have already experienced this in your past? If you haven't, this has to be a paradox. Okay, don't be ridiculous, paradoxes can't exist. What will actually happen is that if you convince me of my crimes, yada yada. Okay, maybe do assertive. Come on, stop being around the bush. This is a death sentence for you, isn't it? Or perhaps it's a death sentence for me. Who's to say I get out of this alive? Question, doubt. Question, doubt. Ooh, and I got success for it too. Yay. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's not so bad though, I just cease to exist. I'm sure many people would love that yada yada. Okay, maybe try rational. You see how that makes sense. It's an inventive way of ridding the world of dangerous criminal without having to imprison or execute anyone. And success, yes. I guess from their perspective it makes sense, although I'm obviously not thrilled about it. You know you've not actually asked me, okay, been through this already. Okay, try doing this. Fine, explain to me, and yes. Okay, straight to the point. A few years ago, for me that is, I was the overseer of all that. Okay, and here we go again. No, hello, can you hear us? Okay, you, did you tell me to question and doubt? Who are you? What's going on? It'd be too difficult to explain who we are right now. Just listen. Everything you were told at the start of the loop is a lie. Don't believe anything they tell you. You can get around some of the amnesiac effects of the loop, and that worries them. You need to stick this out. Keep playing their game for now, but don't believe anything they say. We will help you when the time is right. We are always... And there they go again. And we are probably going to reset again. Don't believe anything they say. Don't believe anything who says. Okay, right away interference and loop reset again. Okay, well this is strange. Logically I can only assume I'm either a simulation or a hallucination. In which case, asking about reality seems rather pointless. Oh, yes, and success. I'm impressed that you're managing to hold it together. This answer might seem redundant to you, but I can empathetically say that no, you're not hallucinating. This is really happening. Okay, I appreciate... okay, we've already read through this. Okay, maybe try doing it rationally again. Maybe as to why this is less weird. Okay, and then we got it wrong. Okay, and you said something about us being stubborn. Look, fine, yes, I know there's something you don't... Okay, and then we've already know about all the time travel stuff. Okay, maybe try doing assertive for this one. Maybe it should have been banned. Who are you to say otherwise? You aren't a scientist. Are you? Ooh, success. Well, no, I'm not. I suppose I don't know what they know. The knee-jerk move to ban just felt too sudden. There were no debate or democratic process. It was discovered one minute then banned the next. See, this is why I'm sure they didn't actually ban it entirely. I know I can't prove anything, but it just feels extremely plausible to me. Okay, maybe do empathetic for this one. Must be nice that this sounds so plausible. Oh, okay, we actually got it right. Wait, they're not being paranoid, are they? Okay. Something is wrong with what I taught. Someone is using me. Someone is on the right track. Keep questioning, keep doubting. Okay, we might try assertive? Wait, what the hell? You're trying to tell me you haven't been through this already? Surely that's a paradox of some sort. And yes, success again. Exactly, it's not a paradox though. If you're successful in convincing me of my wrongdoing, then you'll have changed your own time stream and prevented this version of me from existing. You'll live on to be a version of me that behaves differently and doesn't commit the same crime. I'll never have existed, and I never will exist. That's the point of this, I think. Okay, maybe try rational. See, so once I complete my task, the bubble we're in right now will collapse and you'll cease to exist. This is effectively a death sentence. Oh, here we go. But perhaps it's a death sentence for me, and we've already been through this. Okay, maybe do empathetic. Ooh, sounds a bit strange to me, but I understand. And I think you're a dangerous criminal and have a way to prevent your crime ever happening. What could be better than locking someone away or submitting someone to death? And success. Okay, it makes sense when you put it that way, but it's not easy for me to take. I'm the person being accused of being a dangerous criminal, remember? No, you've not actually, Okay, and then we'd be assertive, because he likes being that. And here we go again. Hello, can you hear us? Okay, change outcome. Okay, I know you're here, they'll just reset the loop. Okay, disconnecting. Are you listening to me? Okay, let's try assertive. Probably shouldn't have done that. Talking about this like you don't know what was causing it. How could you not know? You were overseer, right? And yeah. Okay, let's try rationally. Are you saying you were unaware of what causing this, but that your suspicions were actually responsible for it? How did you find out? Ooh, and success. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And here we go again. I know what they were hiding. I know the whole terrible story. The bioweapon, the confrontation, the desperate destruction of the camp. My God, how do I know this? What's going on? Oh, we know what's going on. You don't have to go any further, I remember it all. Found plans for a bioweapon. All the people in your camp were guinea pigs. In a fit of desperation, you attempted to destroy the camp, hoping to destroy the bioweapon in the process. I don't understand how I know all this. It feels more like a dream than a memory. Something about this feels extremely wrong. How could you possibly know all that? Who are you? I mean, really, you can't be my younger self. Yeah, but you're an interrogator, aren't you? What kind of game are you playing here? Whatever it is, it doesn't make any sense. Why have you locked me up in this strange place? Just to tell me you know everything. This is ridiculous. Stop this nonsense. Just let... here we go again. Ooh, what? Okay, what is happening? This is a different person now. Why do you insist on being so troublesome? Just making everything more difficult for yourself. You're also making things more difficult for me. Every time you remember something, you ruin this run of the experiments. I'm not sure why I'm telling you this, because it would just be erased from your mind at the end of the loop. I guess I'm just fed up and needed to vent. This is stupid. I shouldn't even be talking to you. Pulling back now. Ooh, got something new though. Ooh, And we did get a success for that one as well. Okay, they delayed the catastrophic population reduction in poorer countries which help wealthier nations and yada yada. We've already been through all this. Okay, try doing empathetic, because that one is really high, so... Well, I never have guessed, so you had to find this out, especially this way. But why didn't they tell you about it? Yes, success. Yeah, it was so surprising I could barely believe what I was hearing. I actually asked my contact why I hadn't been kept in the dark. He said he needed a neutral agent to maintain order, yada yada. Okay, let's try it rationally, because that one is high. Is it possible that they didn't let you in on it because they suspected you had an ethical disagreement with their plans? Yes, success. Okay, maybe our parents. Okay, yada yada, we've already been through all this. And here we go again. Oh, hello. Okay, change outcome. Before you go any further, whatever you're doing hasn't worked so far. They've detected it every single time. Intrusion detection avoidance tech isn't working at all. You need to do something radically different or they'll just reset the loop like always. Right, okay, we'll try and communicate on a narrow temporal band from now on. It'll be harder to hear us, but it'll be harder for them to detect us. Okay. Uh-oh. Your mission is to convince... solve yourself in your client spot. Not a government or an... After the fall of the UN, trapped here for all eternity unless... Okay, we got like a little bit of information. Damn it, this isn't working. We try something different. Okay, bye, I guess. Didn't plan for it to work out like this. I honestly thought I'd die too. However, it turns out the environmental control room ran on a separate system in the case the rest of the network became contaminated. And back in we go, I guess. I had no idea about this at the time. I wanted to go down with the ship, as it were. Instead, I'm here reliving that moment over and over in my mind. Honestly, I wish I'd die along with everyone else. The constant guilt of knowing how many people I killed is almost unbearable. I see them every time I close my eyes. I hear them every time I'm in a quiet room. Talking about it now is making my skin crawl. My head pulsates. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't truly live. I just merely existing until someone decides to kill me. This isn't something I'd wish on my worst enemy. It's torture. I'm sorry to hear that. At least now, I understand exactly why we're in this loop together. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. What's done is done. Nothing can change that. Maybe it can. Hurry up and get on with what you have to do. Go on. Convince me I'm wrong. Or don't. Whatever. Ooh. I know we're probably going to get different endings here, so... No, we are going to sympathize. I find it hard to condemn you. You're put on the spot, forced to make a difficult decision, and made the best choice you could, given the information you had. It's likely that you saved more lives than you took. I can't convince you that your actions were wrong, because I don't believe they were wrong. If I was in your position, I'd have done the same thing. This whole exercise is pointless. Well, that's good to hear, but it puts us in a strange position. Can't imagine the people running this whole thing. let you out so easily. It doesn't matter for me. When this thing ends, I'll most likely cease to exist. Still, I'd obviously be my younger self to escape and live our life. Have you got any ideas about how... oh, here we go. Did you really think we'd simply shut the whole project down if you agreed with your future self? Well, no. You will convince your future self of the wrongness of their actions, and if you end up stuck in this loop, definitely. It makes no difference to us. We can wait forever. Yeah, I doubt that, but... we'll just place you before you made the wrong choice, so you can make the right one this time. If you ever want to taste freedom, you'd be wise to do as we say. I hope we don't have to talk about this again. I'm going to do it again. So, fuck you. At least we don't have to go through all that again just to get to this choice again. No, we're going to sympathize again. You can threaten me all you want, but it won't change how I feel. What? I've not threatened you. What the hell are you talking about? No, not you. I'm talking to the people running this thing. Only a few minutes ago, I refused to convince you of the wrongness of your actions, and they pulled me aside to threaten me. Wait, what? When? I didn't notice anything. Look, I don't know. I have no idea how they've been doing any of this. I just know what I experienced. Now, I'm still not going to do what they want of me. I still don't disagree with what you did. You were put on the spot, forced to make a difficult decision, and made the best choice you could, given the information you had. You probably say more lies than you took. If I was in your position, I would have done exactly the same thing. This whole exercise is pointless. You hear me? Pointless. Okay, I suppose that's good to hear. The only problem is that you're now in a strange position. And here we go again. Did you not hear what I just said? It makes no difference to us if you repeatedly don't do what we say. We can wait. So can I. You're just wasting your own time. Then again, I suppose time is meaningless where you are. What you're actually wasting is your chance at freedom. I'm sending you back again. Make the right choice this time. Please. We don't care about freedom. Do this again. Get sympathized again. Nope, I'm not doing this. I agree with you. Yeah, I did nothing wrong. The people running this loop can go fuck themselves. That's pretty much what I just said. Wow, okay, that's a bit surprising. What? Oh, okay, good, we don't have to go through all that text again. What exactly do you think we're going to do as your repeated refusal to do what we ask? Probably you send us back to the loop again. Do you think that throwing an honest easy fit will endure us enough to close the whole thing down? Probably not, but we're gonna try. Do you think it would just set you free with no consequences? Probably not, but we don't care. You know, continue this instance, I do what you say is starting to sound a bit like desperation. Why is that, I wonder? You have no idea what I've been through to get to this point. You think you're suffering? I've lived through things you probably can't even comprehend. Just to get this fucking place with the tech still intact after the Eurasian Resource War was. Ooh. Ah shit, I said too much. No, wait, what happened? Come on, tell. Yeah, come on, please, tell me. I want to know more. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, tell me what happened. It's always that I'm not going to try and convince my future self of anything. Accept it. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, and back in we go. Oh my god, I literally don't have time for this. None of us do. And just tell me. Subject is displaying levels of resistance and memory retention that are compatible with the continuation of this stage of the experiment. As per agreed experimental protocol, this iteration will be discontinued and new subjects will be located. Wait, what? Where are you? Damn it, we're gonna go back to the loop again. No, oh god, please no. Commencing shutdown procedure in 3, 2, 1. Well, see you on the other side. Oh, it actually closed my game. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I want to see what happens if we load the game. Okay, let's try changing the outcome. Okay, this just puts us back here, okay. Okay, I'm gonna see what happens if I convince this time. Oh, okay then, tell me, do you still stand behind your actions, even after everything you've just said? Well, yeah, I mean, it was definitely difficult to talk about, but everything I did can't have been for nothing. I still think I saved far more lives than I ended. Just because I'm upset doesn't mean that I don't stand by my actions. I wasn't perfect, but I did what I had to do in a horrible situation. What specifically do you think I did wrong? Oh, okay. Okay, accused of being insubordinate before having any evidence, accused of abusing the trust of their friend Alice, who might be dead, accused them of being too passionate about and driven by emotion, harboring suicidal thoughts without even realizing it, accused of being paranoid, accused of lying about believing they'd die along with everyone else, ignoring the fact that you only want to save lives too, not having proof that the bioweapon would be destroyed. Okay, we'll try the first one first, see what happens. Okay, so rationally, empathetically, or assertively. I will try assertive. You broke the rules and were insubordinate without having any evidence. You may have got evidence to justify your insubordination after the fact, but your many officers had every right to eject you from the camp. Ooh, success. It might be so, but I'm not defending my methods. I'd criticize myself for the way I went about this. And you're right, my commanding officers did have every right to kick me out. Still, I'd argue that I was justified in wanting to stop their plans. Could I have handled it better? Definitely, but it's hard to think straight when you're backed into a corner. Okay, I will do the one involving Alice, then we can do empathetic. I know Alice was your friend, and you're undoubtedly upset about what happened to her, but I'm shocked that you were so quick to sacrifice her for little more than a hunch. You're only interested in answers and didn't care about the consequences for others. It's a success. I did care. I still do. I felt like I had no other option at the time. I was too focused on my goal to understand what happened. She was my friend, and I let her down. She didn't deserve that. I'm sorry, Alice. I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll do the bioweapon one. And do rational. Based on everything you've told me, I don't understand how you could know the bioweapon project would have been stopped by destroying the camp. What made you so certain that would put an end to it? You made no effort to confirm that this wasn't being tested outside of your camp too. There could have been multiple projects across the world for all you knew. There's a possibility you killed all those people and achieved nothing. Oh yes, and success again. No, you're not wrong. I didn't have any further information. Seeing the offline computer and the paper records in that secret room made me think that this had to be the only version of the experiments. It made perfect sense at the time. But I suppose there could have been other projects. Never asked anyone about the possibility. I became so focused on stopping this particular instance that I never considered the wider picture. Okay, we'll do the paranoid one and be empathetic. Don't mean to be rude, but you sounded slightly paranoid at the start of your conversation. My main justification for what you were saying was that it just felt extremely plausible to you. There were no actual evidence. You understood that parts of what you were saying sounded like a conspiracy theory, even if you were adamant it wasn't. I know it's hard to hear, but I'm slightly concerned that your thinking might have become a little bit disordered, possibly due to the trauma you experienced. I'm not implying you're completely detached from reality or anything, but it's more difficult to believe everything you've told me. I think your general judgment might have been affected. Yes, success. I don't know what to say to that. If I'm paranoid, then my thought process would still make sense to me. It would also seem real. This whole experience has been so stressful that I guess there's a chance I'm not seeing clearly. I don't know anymore. Okay, we'll do the UN one, and then do assertive. You tried to convince me that by killing everyone in the camp you wanted to save more lives than you took, but that's the exact same thing the UN wanted to do with their bioweapon project. They had to make a harrowing choice in order to save more lives and prevent the climate refuge situation from getting any worse. You're a hypocrite and no better than them. Yes, success again. Okay, I think that's a bit unfair. Not the same as them. They're really coldly clinical and methodically planning mass murder, whereas I acted out of impulse desperation because they forced me into a corner. But part of what you say is true. Moral justification underpinning both our action is the same. Both believed we were saving more lives than we took. Can't condemn them without being a hypocrite. Okay, we'll do the one about lying about believing they would die along with everyone else, and do rational. You said you felt alienated by the UN after finding out about the bioweapon. You were worried that they might want to kill you with the test. These concerns about your own safety could very well have influenced your decision to kill everyone in the camp. Said you thought you'd die too, but I find that hard to believe. It's more likely you were attempting to save yourself and get back at the UN. You knew enough about the camp systems to find the one thing that could destroy the entire camp. I was under extreme pressure to boot. I find it hard to believe you didn't also know you would survive. And success again. I don't even know anymore. I've held on to my account for so long that it is true to me, but everything you said seems reasonable. Maybe I've convinced myself it was to save my sanity. Memory is a fragile thing, always morphing to suit one's own narrative. Perhaps mine morphed too. I never truly know. Okay, maybe do the suicidal one and do empathy then. Okay, do empathetic. You said that you thought you would also die when you overloaded the environmental controls. You said that you wish you had died. because you can't bear the memory of your actions. Sorry you feel that way. I can understand why you would feel that way after the deaths of so many people, but I'm not sure you're showing me the full picture. I'm wondering if you were struggling with some intense emotional turmoil before you discovered the bioweapon. That would explain why you were so quick to take an action that might have cost you your life. You may have already been feeling suicidal, whether or not you were aware of it. And success again. It's hard to admit, but, well, I guess I should confess now. It's something I've been struggling with for a long time. It was eating me up inside every single day. I was at the camp. The thing is, I can't tell you what it is, not because I want to protect myself. There's no point in that now, is there? But because it has something to do with you. Something you shouldn't know. Don't bother protesting, just trust me. But you're probably right. I wasn't consciously suicidal, but I was struggling. Perhaps I would have behaved differently if I wasn't. And last one, and be assertive. You described yourself as outspoken and passionate, not qualities you would want to see in someone holding your life in their hands. It's clear why, in the end, you acted irrationally. You were the wrong person to be making such an important decision. And success again. All successes. It's not entirely true. Those qualities actually got me so far in my career because people liked that in their leader. Especially with these camps. I really fought for those people. Sometimes wondered whether being so hot-headed all the time would lead to something bad happening. Then again, would anyone else have behaved differently if they were put in my position? I guess we'll never know now. Deliver the final blow. Everything you told me paints a picture of a paranoid, emotionally unstable hypocrite who acted without thinking and ended up killing thousands. You were hoping to die with them, but couldn't bear the guilt when you survived. You constructed a series of delusions in your mind in which the UN was wholly to blame and you were a misunderstood savior. You discarded friends, you were insubordinate and underhanded. You jumped to a conclusion based on limited data and acted impulsively, without considering the severity of your actions. Most disturbingly, you seemed to leap at the chance to kill those refugees without a second thought. I'm most deeply concerned that you may have been subconsciously looking for a reason to kill all those refugees. Want to know where that impulse came from? Your future version of me. I need to know. I can't end up like you. I won't. How dare you? I dedicate my life to helping refugees. I did this to save everyone. Oh God. Oh God. I guess I can't hide it any longer. There's something I've been keeping from you. My parents were killed by the climate refugees. Sorry, our parents, Mum and Dad, slaughtered in the streets of the very camp that they founded. I just wanted to help them. They couldn't stop climate change. They couldn't force the wealthiest countries to accept refugees. All they could do was try and provide for them as best they could, using their influence. And yet, those fucking people blamed our parents for imprisoning them. They didn't understand anything about the complex social politics our parents were struggling through just to get the camp started. All this stupid, brainless anger just ended up laser focused on Mum and Dad because they created the camps. They needed someone to blame. Our parents were an easy target. It was brutal mob. It was brutal mob justice. Attackers were killed on the spot, but doing so only made matters worse. Word spread that other camps were spying other misguided idiots to attack innocent officials who were just trying to help. Eventually this uprising was quashed, but only through much more extreme security at every single camp. All this did was make things worse for other refugees in the long run. So stupid. Such a waste. Anyway, I vowed to carry on our parents' legacy. Did everything I could to maintain order and safety at my camp. No one dared attack me. They knew what the consequences would be. I didn't tolerate any insubordination. But it didn't matter how well I ran the camps, and how well I kept the refugees in line. Every time I looked at their faces, I was reminded of what happened. All I felt was resentment and rage. I spent all my energy trying to turn this anger into something productive. I became a defender of the refugees cause. I took the edge off for a while, but I could never truly get rid of the deep resentment. I felt it was growing inside of me like a cancer. It was only a matter of time until I snapped. So, you know what? I probably was looking for a reason to kill all those people. I never wanted to admit this, but you managed to get it out of me. Well done. I kind of feel bad for doing that, but oh god. I give up. I just want all this to end. Just don't turn into me. Don't become all bitter and consumed by resentful rage. You can be better. I know you can. We can do so much better than this. We had so much potential. Please, just let this end. And here we go. Congratulations, that was fantastic work. In all my time, I don't think I've seen your future so thoroughly dejected by the process. I mean, wow, they were well and truly broken by the end. It was a beautiful sight to behold, but no need to fucking rub it in. Absolutely masterful work. I really hope you're as successful next time. It was a joy to watch. Wait, next time? What next time? Sorry, forget I said anything. What do you mean next time? What I meant to say was, thank you for your service. You have prevented a horrible crime from occurring in the future, and have saved thousands of lives. I'll release you from the loop now. Enjoy the rest of your life. Yeah, what life? Oh, it's not over. They're lying. Don't listen to them. Try to remember. Help us. Stop. Ooh. Oh, and you see in the background. Ooh. Saying help us. It's not over. Okay, maybe load back into the game. Oh, it takes me back here, damn it. Okay, okay, so I restarted the game, and it came up with this. Okay, enough of this nonsense. We finally figured out how to interrupt the loop without being kicked out. This time you knew the truth. We don't know how much you remember right now, so we'll just have to say our piece and hope it makes sense. Listen up. Since your time, the Union has, for all intents and purposes, ceased to exist. It was finally and logically overstressed and collapsed under the weight of its own infrastructure. We were one of the several groups that wanted to steal the time travel tech. We knew they were hiding. Before you judge us, we weren't the bad guys. We were young and idealistic, and genuinely thought we could use it for good. All we wanted to do was to rebuild this broken world, and going back to the past to fix the future seemed like our best bet. But there were other groups flying against us. Everyone had their own ideas for how the tech should be used, and some of them were better equipped than us. Another group got there first. They were led by a former high-ranking member of the UN, so they had an advantage over the rest of us. As soon as they acquired the tech, their leader stole it for her own use. She disappeared along with several other members. Nobody has heard from them since. The remaining group swarmed an uneasy alliance in order to find her and figure out what she was up to. After months of searching, we discovered that she had been secretly using time travel for some kind of twisted experiment. You are part of that experiment. In fact, it seems as though you are the experiment. Okay. She had you trapped in this loop for months now. There's no sign she's going to let you go anytime soon. You've been convincing your future self over and over, and the timeline appears to be unaltered. Great. All this nonsense about changing your own time stream and stopping your actions before they can occur is just that. Nonsense. And it's impossible. Be confident that she's been telling you this whole time to ensure your cooperation without actual bias. As for why, we have no idea. We don't understand what she's up to. We have no idea why she's doing this. We just want it to stop. It's cruel, and more importantly, a waste of brilliant technology. We tracked her location, but we're reluctant to take her down by force until we understand what she's doing. It could jeopardize your safety. Our hope is that you can resist the amnesiac effects of the loop and make it clear you understand what's happening to you. Maybe then she'll be good into speaking to you directly. If you can get her attention, keep talking to her. Figure out why she's doing all this. Once we know the truth, we can decide how to proceed. Okay, time to do this all again. Okay, we're saying something different. Okay, listen to me. Everything you were told is just an outright lie. I can't change what we did by convincing you your actions were wrong. I can't change my destiny. This is all some kind of twisted experiment. Okay, and success. That was not what I expected you to say. I need a second to process all this. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now, and assume you're not outright lying to me, but it'll take a lot more than that before I believe you. Okay, we do rationally next. Just be patient and let me explain. I'm not sure exactly what the point of the experiment is, but we're both repeating this loop for months now. Every time our conversation ends, the loop is reset by whoever is running the experiment, no matter the outcome. Nothing we say has any effect on the external world or our timeline. We're supposed to have our memories erased each time the loop resets, but appear to have developed some immunity to it. Okay, that's a lot to take in, so I choose to believe that's all true. Why don't I remember what's happening in the previous loops? Shouldn't I also develop immunity? Aren't we essentially the same person? I mean, that's true, but isn't it slightly suspicious that it's only happening to you? It almost seems like it might be part of this experiment. I could have engineered it this way. It could have been a variable change designed to gauge our responses to it. Okay, we'll do assertive. I don't think it's that. I was actually contacted by a rebel group from outside the loop who want to stop this whole thing. Before I spoke to them, my memories were just indecipherable fragments. Now, because of what they've told me, I've been able to piece it all together. I know everything. I know what you did. I know the ramifications of your actions. I know why we're both trapped in here. I know the truth about who's running this experiment. And most importantly, I know what we need to do to get out. And yes, success again. Wait, a nameless group interrupted the loop to speak to you? And you alone for some reason? And tell you the truth? And now your muddled memories all make sense? That sounds really quite paranoid and conspiratorial. Do you have any proof of any of this? Do empathetic. Wow, I said almost exactly the same thing to you in previous loops. I guess we're not so different, you and I. The only proof I can offer is that I know everything about what you did at the camp. More importantly, I also know about the secret you've been hiding. I wouldn't know any of this if you hadn't already told me. Also, I apologise if you can hear any background noise. I only just realised that it started raining, and I know that my mic is quite sensitive and will most likely pick it up, so apologies if you can hear it. But anyway, let's continue on. And we had a success. If you know these things, then I guess it would be actual proof. Go on, what do you know? What did I do? Okay, let's try rationally. You found a bioweapon the UN had been secretly developing in your climate refuge camp. Decided the best course of action was to destroy the whole camp rather than risk its release. After my interrogation, you confessed that our parents had been killed by climate refugees, and you harbored a secret resentment towards them, all that you suppressed for years. You admitted your split-second decision to destroy the camp might have been driven to this deep-seated anger. And success. My god, that's exactly right. I have no idea how you could know all this. It doesn't make any sense. What is going on here? Who are you really? This isn't right. None of this is right. Let's try empathetic. I understand why you're freaking out, but consider what you said at the start of this conversation. I'm just as you remember. The only way I could be as you remember is if I am the person you remember. That's very confusing. Okay, right now the main difference between us is that I know what's going on here. I understand why you'd feel confused or scared, but I have no incentive to make this up. I wasn't freaking out. This is an objectively confusing situation. I still don't understand why you tell me any of this. If you're being honest and you are who you say you are, what more can I say? You already know everything I did. It seems a bit pointless. Are you gloating? I get it, you didn't kill all those people. You didn't spend all your adult life with an all-consuming resentment towards the people that were trying to help. You're not a monster like me. You might grow up to be a decent, fully functional human being. Okay, let's try assertive. No, you don't understand. I had to explain all that to you to move to the next part of my plan. I actually only care about speaking to the people running this thing. I'm hoping this conversation will get their attention. They're using stolen time travel tech for some strange purpose. I want to speak to their leader to figure out what they're doing. I want to know what they hope to achieve by forcing us to have this conversation over and over. It just seems pointless and cruel. And yes, success. They're using stolen UN time travel tech? How is that even possible? I knew that banned time travel tech would come back to haunt us sooner or later, but I figured it would be because some government didn't actually surrender all their tech to the UN and hid it away somewhere to use themselves. I didn't think anyone would actually be able to steal it. It must have been locked away in a veritable fortress and guarded mercilessly. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, we'll do rationally. Well, there's something you should know. According to the group who contacted me, there were some consequences to your actions in the camp. With no way to solve the climate refugee crisis, the UN was overwhelmed. International tensions grew, cooperation broke down, and it all collapsed. Because of that, it couldn't protect the banned time travel technology from being acquired. Various groups were planning attempts to stealing the tech to use for their own purposes, but the group that succeeded have probably decided to trap us in this loop. No one understands what their goals are. The general consensus seems to be that they're squandering the tech on a fool's errand. Oh yes, success again. I've only missed one so far. So you've been breaking me down repeatedly, yet nothing ever changes. Feels like whoever's running this loop is deliberately engineering our misery. They must take some sick pleasure in hearing me confess and break down. Must be someone who I harmed with my actions. Oh god, this is all my fault. Perhaps I deserve this. Perhaps I deserve to be miserable. Perhaps the people running this loop are right. I destroyed the UN. I may have even destroyed the world. I'm a monster. I don't deserve to be free. Uh-oh. Well, that was an unconventional approach, but it worked. You did it again. Your future self was well and truly dejected at the end. Well done. Yeah, I don't like that. I suppose there's no point keeping up the pretense now and freeing you from the loop now, is there? Oh no, I suppose not. But nothing. There is an experiment and we'll stick to experimental protocol. Same loop in 3, 2, 1. Great. Here we go again. Oh, great. We're actually all the way back here. Shit. Oh, okay, here we go. We know how frustrating this must be for you. It's hard to stay focused when you're repeating the same things over and over. You're doing a great job, though. Keep it up. Just stay the course and you'll get there. We believe in you. Well, thank you. At least somebody believes in me. Okay, we'll do assertive. Okay, listen to me. Everything you were just told is an outright lie. I can't change what you did by convincing you your actions were wrong. I can't change my destiny. This is some kind of twisted experiment. And a success. That was not what I expected you to say. I need Oh, okay. Look, it's getting tiring for us too. You think you'll experience this over and over again, but it's nothing compared to the amount of times we've had to sit through it. At least you've only recently started to remember. We've been observing this loop for a long time. Sorry, that came off really badly. I didn't mean to sound rude. Doing a great job. Carry on. Okay, thank you, and we got success again. Okay, we'll try doing assertive on this one. Yeah, I know. You already accused me of all that. This is so frustrating. Oh, come on, keep yourself together. The more you complain about it, the harder it will be to convince your future self. If they think you sound like a conspiracy theorist, change your story. You don't have to tell them the literal truth. You just want to get the attention of the people running this thing. That's it. The truth is irrelevant. Wait, so you want me to lie? You're happy with me lying as long as you get what you want? Is that it? No, again, I'm sorry for sounding impatient. It's been a really long project for us, and we really do appreciate what you're doing. You want the same thing as you. You want this experiment stopped. Just keep doing what you're doing. It'll eventually work. We'll wait as long as we need to. Hey, don't take that to me. I don't remember any of this. Okay, sorry. Let's just move on. Look, the only real proof I can offer is that I know things that I shouldn't. If this were actually our first conversation, I know about everything you did at the camp. And yeah, blah blah blah, we already done all this. Well, yay, we got success in that one. Okay, I think this is different. Oh god, there are so many people it could be. I hurt so many people. This whole thing is sick and twisted, but I can see how a disturbed person could see it as a poetic justice. In a way, it's the ultimate irony. It's... here we go. Okay, fine. You have my attention. I assume those meddling pricks finally managed to speak to you without us noticing. Amazing work. Keep it up. You need to be as convincing as you can to keep her attention. Say the wrong thing and she might reset the loop. Try and get her to tell you why she's doing all this while she's distracted. Or move in on her location. Good luck. Go play to them, I guess. They must have put some serious effort into improving their detection avoidance tech. They're worthy if annoying rivals. Oh, so we're gonna actually do it on her now. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, let's do rational. That's correct. They told me everything. Oh, that's not quite true. They neglected to give me one important piece of information. Your name. You haven't been able to figure it out yourself? Disappointing. I'll give you a clue. I'm the only person your future self... Oh shit, so she wants revenge then. Oh shit. Future self ever mentioned by name. In every single rendition of the story, which I have listened to hundreds of times, they only ever name me. No colleagues, no parents, no close friends, just me. I assumed you have guessed by now. Yeah. Okay, we'll do empathetic. Oh, I think I remember now. You're Alice, right? Yep, that's me. I'm surprised it took you this long to figure it out. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Oh, and I also noticed that at the top here, it's actually changed some question marks to Alice. Yay! You showed yourself to be otherwise insightful for the most part. Anyway, I see you have a lot of questions. Ask away. Ooh, yay. Okay, we'll do assertive for now. Why are you doing this? What are you hoping to achieve. This is pointless and cruel. More pointless and cruel than killing thousands of innocent people. You've been told exactly why I'm doing this so many times. If you can convince your future self that their actions were wrong, you might change your own future. What part of that is cruel or pointless? Look, I don't even know why you're asking me. You've been told this many times. Okay, we'll do rational. You know I'm not a scientist, so I can't pretend to fully comprehend the motivation behind your research, but it seems clear that what you're attempting is logically impossible. Our protocol wants a specific timeline, and the causal framework that created us would no longer exist if you changed this timeline. This is a paradox. The rivals that contacted me came to the same conclusions. I think it's needlessly cruel, or logically nonsensical. That's interesting. Before I isolated my team, there were several conversations with leaders of other factions in which they all expressed an interest in this project. There was no doubt or criticism, at least not to the degree you're describing here. Why are you lying to me about this? Are you trying to manipulate me? Okay, we'll do empathetic. Why would I bother lying? You could just reset the loop if you discover that that's the case. You have all the power here. Just listen to me for a minute. You became a support to my theory. You claim this is a legitimate experiment, but at no point have you let me or my future self leave the loop. I've been in here for months, repeating the same thing over and over. If you want to actually test the technology, surely you need to see how it affects the world outside this bubble when we leave. You have to admit, it really sounds like a convenient excuse to trap both me and my future self and make us miserable. Sounds like you're just trying to punish us for something my future self did to you under the pretense of running a bizarre experiment. I understand why it might seem that way, but you have it all wrong. You haven't been released from the loop yet, but because we're still in the testing phase. We're deciding whether there are any side effects from long-term exposure to the technology. The fact that you are now able to remember what happened in previous loop is valuable insight into the limits of the tech. All this needed to happen before we could test any timeline changes. If you had any real information about the experiment, you would understand. Okay, let's do assertive. I might not be part of your team, but I'm very much part of this experiment. I'm your test subject, for Christ's sake. Sure, now I can remember what happened in previous loops, but I've been trapped in here for months. Assuming you intended to use this tech, there's no way you would trap anyone here for even close to as long as you kept me. You get results way before this point. No, you're doing this for your own amusement. No, I'm not. I'm just being a responsible scientist. This technology is volatile and untested, therefore its limits need to be fully explored before wider use is considered. This is just how science works. Okay, let's do rational. I'm detecting some uncertainty in your voice, and your protests are starting to sound desperate. You're lying, whether you know it or not. Not unreasonable that you want to punish my future self. My future self destroyed your life, killed thousands, and perhaps inevitably destroyed the most important organization in the world. These are appalling acts, and you have every right to want to exact revenge. But here's my theory. Once you discovered the Yuan's time travel technology was no longer safeguarded, you saw an opportunity. You devised the experiment to obscure your true intentions and sell the lie to your team, convincing them to steal technology with you. It's a clever plan. I'm impressed. I just wish you insist you're running a legitimate experiment. Okay, you're partially right. I'm angry with your future self. Admit that much. They acted rashly, and the ramifications of their actions have been felt across the world. But this really isn't the reason I picked you as a subject. Now, I'm not trying to punish you. I picked you because there are a very limited number of cases resulting in such sweeping negative consequences that can be traced back to a single instantaneous decision. The aim of this experiment has been to see whether it's possible to alter your motivation successfully in order to nudge you in the opposite direction in that split second. It might not make the world any better. Who knows what would have happened with casual chains being as complex as they are. I still wanted to try. What else is there to do at this point? All we could do is try. Another psychopath gleefully celebrated every time you convince your future self that they were wrong. I take some satisfaction at the end of it successfully, but that's only because you succeeded. As a scientist testing new technology, it's always a good thing. It has nothing to do with gaining joy from misery. Yeah, I beg to differ. Remember one thing. I was complicit in your future self's actions. I knew what I was doing when I gave them access. I knew the risks. I didn't expect them to destroy the camp, but I knew something could have happened as a result. I accepted that from the moment I got involved. I don't know where you got the idea that I'm a bitter woman lying to everyone in order to exact my revenge, but you're dead wrong. Okay, we'll do empathetic. You know, I'm starting to believe you. It sounds like you genuinely think your experiment could work. I'm starting to understand why you would pick me and my future self as test subjects. Sounds like you have the backing of other factions too. I'm confused. If this is all true, why did the other group contact me and tell me they had no idea what you were doing? Why would they deliberately lie to me? I'm starting to feel like I might have been used. I don't understand. The only thing I kept hidden from them was my location. And that was only for security purposes. Told them everything else. I knew my motivations, my methods, my hypotheses. I was completely open and honest. Everything seemed fine when I last spoke to them. The environment was competitive and tense, sure, but I feel like we reached an unanimous understanding. Did they lie to me? Have they been planning something this whole time? By the sounds of it, yeah, probably. Oh no. No. I know what they've been doing. Oh my god, how could you have not seen this? I've been so focused on my research that there's no way I could have seen it coming. I don't believe it. They've used you against me. I never thought they'd stoop to something so low, but I guess I was wrong. You doomed us. We're all dead. Uh-oh. Whoops. Actually Percy managed to keep her distracted for that long. You performed brilliantly, far better than expected. Thanks to you, we were able to infiltrate her location and take out her entire team. Now we finally have our hands on the time travel tech again. Oh. Okay, they weren't a rebel team, they were the actual, like, UN government thing. You killed everyone. It was necessary. It had to be done. We were out of options. We weren't going to let her keep the tech all to herself for her ridiculously idealistic goals. She was being childish and naive. It would never have worked. Why not tell me your true plans? Why lie to me? I would have thought that was obvious. You would never have helped us, would you? Probably not. We told you what you needed to hear, so you would do what we required from you. It's pretty simple, really. You monsters. But please, you come from a peaceful time with plentiful resources. You have no idea what the world is like now. It's so much worse than you can ever imagine. Much of the planet is unlivable. Most governments have collapsed. Billions have died, and billions more are on the verge of death. You call us monsters, but if you could see this world, then you'd learn very quickly that we're no different from anyone else. We do what we need to do to survive. This time travel tech is the best hope we have of survival. So what are you planning to do with it? We're not planning on changing the past, that's for sure. It's a dead end. This world is ruined, and it will always end up ruined. There's no changing that. We're all going to use the tech to travel back into a more comfortable and prosperous time period where we can live out our lives in peace and safety. If humanity insists on destroying this world, then to hell with humanity. You selfish pricks. You stole the tech and killed Alice and her team just so you could have an easy life? And if you didn't think her experiment would work, you didn't have to destroy it and kill her. You didn't even give her a chance. You changed your tune. Only a few minutes ago you were arguing with Alice, trying to convince her that her experiment was nonsense. That's because you lied and manipulated me. Oh my god, I feel sick. On the plus side, you won't have to feel sick for much longer. Sorry, but it would take us too long to figure out how to safely remove you and your future self from this bubble. Everyone who would know how to do that is dead. We could at least kept somebody alive so you can remove us safely. So we're just turning the whole thing off. If it causes damage to the timeline, well, fuck the timeline. Traveling back to the past anyway, tell Will all of this. Thanks again for helping us. No, wait. Shut it down. Well, bye-bye, I guess. Oh, and that's the end. Okay. Well, that was a fucking cool game. That was so cool. I loved every minute of that. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this game to be as good as it was, but yeah, I loved like all the interactions, just the dialogue, just everything. That was so cool. So yeah, if you guys want to play this game for yourself, link will be in the description below. And yeah, we'll be moving on to the next game. And thank you so much for making this awesome game.